Austin Hurst, had the opportunity to fish with him the other day with Rob, and we killed it at Deer Creek. What do we have, like over 40 something fish?
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it was good times, but it was really nice fishing with Austin and Chip. So Austin, he's going to talk about DIY soft plastic lures, and so you can kind of take a look at some of the offerings. A lot of these, he said, are used for bass. He tested these out at Deer Creek, the smallmouth bass particularly. So without further ado, I'll turn the time over to Austin.
You guys all have a problem like I do, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
We can't get enough of fishing, I know. I'm trying to think of where to start. Has anyone made their own lures in here before? I know you have. Anybody else? Robert? Maybe not.
Well, I take that back. When I was a kid, we tried to make them out of a safety pin.
There we go.
Friend and I.
Bottle caps, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. So I started getting into this because every time I'd go, not gonna say Shields, every time I'd go to a store, they never had the color I was looking for. And that really pissed me off. Because if I found a good color, so did somebody else and the rest of us, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna put an end to that. And I mostly bass fish. There are so many aluminum molds online. They run from, you can find some from $50 up to $250 a mold. This one was $100. It does 4 flukes at a time, which are these little guys. But this is super addicting. I made one batch and I'm like, wow, that was super easy. Like it's as easy as you put some plastisol, it's a liquid jug of plastic. It goes in a little jar. I just use mason jars. You don't have to have nothing special. Put the plastic in. I started experimenting how much and this and that. You can do that later. But as soon as the white liquid goes clear, you know it's hot enough, which is 350 degrees. It's very hot. So if you are gonna do this, you want gloves. I use welding gloves while I'm doing it. I tried a towel and it burnt right through the towel. Even this, when you inject your plastic and suck it up, this whole thing turns 200-300 degrees in seconds. So it's nothing to mess around with. But as soon as you do get that color that you like, I can pass a couple around so you guys can look at these. You can make a crap ton of them. And so I think once you find a color that works, you're gonna wanna just keep fishing with that color. You run out after 5 or 6 fish that you catch, and all of a sudden, you're out of that color. And the benefit is, I've got packs and packs of these in my garage, and I won't run out of colors. We'll put it that way. But the nice thing is too, I mean, what is it now? 15 bucks? Is it close to 15 bucks a pack of plastics now? Maybe 10? But you're looking at
7 to 15.
Yeah, $1.25 each when I can make half this table for $3. You know what I mean? So you're saving a ton of money. Right out the gate, yeah, it's kind of a lot up front, but if you fish swim baits, you never run out of swim baits. You can make a whole gallon of swim baits for 40 bucks. And it lasts a really long time. These are really thick, and so they're super durable. You can catch multiple fish on one, and they don't rip easy. That's what's crazy. But there's 2 different kind of molds. This one is an injector mold, which is you suck your plastic up, put it in here, push down, and it ejects. You let it cool off, open it up, it comes out in a whole set of lures. And then this one is an open mold. This is where you can get more customized. So, example, we got this trout, where the trout, the bass, where you can customize through the whole bait. You pour it in layers, and you literally can make any color layer-wise. So if you want to make a trout, you can make a trout. If you want to make a bass, perch, crappie, white bass, you can do it. And how this works, this is a little more tricky, but when you do these ones, let's say we're going for a trout, I would first pour the pink line for the line down the trout, like a rainbow, and then I put the sucker back together. Then I get my pearl or my clear, whatever color of belly you want. You pour a thin layer of belly in there. Very easy to do. And this is all, you have to test each pour that you do until you kind of get used to it. Otherwise, your belly looks like the entire lure, and then you have this thin line of black because you did too much belly. So there's a lot of playing with it, but as soon as you dial it in, all of a sudden you can do and create anything you want, and it's been freaking fun. And some of these, this one, gosh, I think this is an AI open mold, and this sucker was like $190. But my plan was, I'm a swim bait fisher mostly, hence the reason why I bought it, so I can just swim all the different color codes I want, each lake I want. If I get a color that I love, then I can make 50 of that color, and I know it's gonna work at that lake. Call me crazy, that's okay. But when you're doing plastic, let's see, you always, after you microwave it, so it's 350 degrees, then you can pour in, where are these? Just glitter. Any glitter from anywhere will work. The only issue I've found, if the plastic's too hot, going to about 400 degrees, this actually will start burning in the plastic. So when you had a clear lure with these sparkles in it, all of a sudden it starts turning dark brown, and you're like, whoa, what's going on? So it's temperatures vary, but as long as you watch the liquid go clear, it's ready. Start stirring it, put whatever colors you want. You can also add pigments. These are, this actually changes the color of the plastic completely to fluorescent. If you have fluorescent, purple, whatever color you want it, you literally dust some in there, stir it up, and it turns the clear plastic completely that color. So this is all found at Hobby Lobby, the glitter and the pigments, and they come in like 30 colors for $4. Like, it's very cheap to do it. And then these, I think they're usually on sale for about 50 cents to $1. So it goes a long way when you first get started, as long as you don't get the most expensive aluminum mold that you can find. And there's tons of crawdads, curly jigs, anything you guys fish, whether you like to troll. They've got centipedes that you can pour, and it comes out with like 20 centipedes per pour. Like, it's endless. You can, any type of fishing you do, there's gonna be molds for it. And I brought a bunch of these to give away to y'all, so you can try them out, see how you like them. Were these tickets for that or for something else?
Yeah, for the raffle.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
For these. Yep.
So whenever you want, you can raffle all them off, and yeah, they're all yours. And it's a good thing there's only so many here tonight, so you probably all get about 2 each. So.
Question, where online do you get the molds?
Yeah, so Do It Molds, you can find these on, I think they actually have their own website, but they also sell them through, like, I know Online Shields has a couple Do It Molds. Sportsman's Warehouse has a couple as well, but it's very niche online. So you have to literally look up aluminum lure molds for trolling, aluminum molds for bass fishing, and it will bring up all the lures for bass fishing, trolling, walleye, like, it's crazy. But yeah, it's worth it to me. And I'm sure it would be worth it to you too, after you get into this. And it's crazy because you pour one and you're like, that looks good. And you want to pour more, and you want to pour more, and then soon your wife's like, where the hell is this guy at? I'm in the garage, you know, so.
Yeah, have you done any plastics with the hook, the weights and the hooks built into them?
Like when you're making these?
Yeah.
So I don't think they have, so when you're making like head weights for the hooks and the weights, I know they have the ability to do that, but the heat's different with plastic and hooks. So it wouldn't work that way because the metal gets hotter, or the hooks get hotter than the plastic does, and it literally would just melt to the bottom by the time this whole thing cooled off. So as awesome as that would be, no one's figured that out quite yet. But a couple ideas. So I kayak tournament fish down with the Utah Kayak Fishing Tournament League or whatever it was. And we went down to Sand Hollow the beginning of the year. I actually hooked these up, and everyone knows what a swim jig is. Most of you. I would hook that onto a swim jig. So now you got this 5-inch bait, add another 3 or 4 inches to that swim jig, 8-inch swim bait, and I'm hucking this thing on the bank and just slow rolling it back. Wham! And I had a hell of a time down there. But don't be afraid, don't think this is too big, because bass, they eat rats, they eat squirrels, they eat other bass. You'll find bass floating around with a bass the same size in its mouth, crappie, anything you can think of. This is tiny compared to what they eat. So, but it's a big enough bait where they want to chase it, go after it. And I've had a lot of success putting that swim bait. Just hook it right on the swim bait, match the swim bait color so it looks the same as what you got, and that goes a long way. Another way you can rig these, for those that don't really swim bait fish, they have swim bait hooks with a weight on the bottom of the hook. You hook it in the front, just like you do a Texas rig, and it weights it perfectly. So when you're slow rolling this, it will wobble this way. So you got the shiny glimmer as it's going, and the tail wobbles in the back at the same time. It's crazy. It's just like, you have it on the side of the boat going back and forth, like, man, I could just sit and watch that all day, because it does a different movement than anything else. It's got like a square mouth in the front. So it's like a bill in the front almost, and so it wobbles it just like that, and the shine in the bait shining through the water is crazy. But there's so many different molds. So if you do get into this, there's a cheaper way to do it. I got this on Amazon. These are usually like $230 just for this, but I found this on Etsy for $70. So if you're looking, there's a way to do it, a smart way to do it, a cheap way to do it. Just look until you find a good deal, and you don't have to go in the hole to do this. But yeah, any questions at all?
Yeah, what, show us the hooks you use.
Oh yeah, hold on. So I usually get a 2-aught bass hook. I'll show you what that looks like here. I should have brought some with me. Let me see.
What's the most common color?
Can you put it on the screen for everybody?
I can't.
Yeah,
That's up
I
there.
find smallmouth at Pineview, Jordanelle, Deer Creek, white, I don't know. It's just natural for them. Just a white with any kind of shimmer in it. Let's see, I sent them all out, but this one's got foil in it. So in the sun, it really brings out and shines as it's wobbling around down there. They love white. They also, I find that gold and orange together is a really good color for smallmouth, no matter what lake you're at. And then when it comes to largemouth, as long as you're hucking a bait in the bushes, you're gonna hit largemouth most of the time. Mornings and evenings, 5 o'clock in the morning at Pineview is money. If you can do it and wake yourself up that early, oh my gosh, you have muskies chasing you, largemouth and smallmouth all along the shore over by the private docks. You go fish those 5 in the morning when the lake's glass, it's game over.
Clear fishing, terrific.
Yes.
Any place you go.
Yeah, that early it is.
Early,
Yep.
somebody's dock is gonna go on them.
Yeah.
There you go.
I had a question. You say you heat it up in the microwave. Now, what kind of container do you use to do that?
Yeah, I'm just using like a salsa jar.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be something crazy. Pyrex you can use if you're gonna do like 4 hours of work. That's probably the better choice to do Pyrex because it'll last longer. Like if I
It goes for higher temperatures
higher
than regular.
temperatures, yeah. So if you're doing one lure after the next and you keep warming it up, you want Pyrex. But if you're doing like, oh, I'm gonna make one before I go hit the lake, you make 2 or 3, just a jar.
I know
It's
if
fine.
I was doing it, I'd have to have my own separate microwave, because if my wife saw me doing it.
Oh yeah. I'm in the garage with my own microwave, and when she smells it, she can smell me out in the garage because the rubber. I was gonna do a demonstration here, but I'm like, we can't do that at Shields. They'll call the fire department because it smells like it's burning. It's crazy, but
How do you get the eyes on the big sunbaits?
yeah. So you probably seen one with
I've
the
got
big
it.
old Google eyes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wanna know the same thing.
Yeah. So these eyes I got off of Temu, believe it or not. They come in a massive bag. I can't even remember. I think there's 200 or 300 eyes in there
I've
for
got
like
a few
$2.
of those,
Yeah, and I just literally super glue,
Okay.
and then I just let it sit there for a couple hours, switch sides on all of them, do that side. But they have normal eyes, normal lure eyes as well, if you don't want that big old eye, but it looks good, huh? The smaller eyes, obviously, are the normal lure eye that you can huck in there. Those are 6mm eyes, but yeah.
I've seen this in other lures, what's the reason for the split belly?
Yeah, so you ever Texas rig or worm?
Yeah.
So it's for weedless purposes. So you put the hook in the nose, pop the hook out the bottom,
Okay.
wrap it back up, it's back, and it lays up against its back perfectly.
So does the point appear outside at all, or it's weedless?
Yeah, it's weedless. The point will come up right along its back, and you just poke it into the plastic.
Okay.
Yep. Another way I've rigged these two is I'll get a Capri Sun. For those of you who have grandkids running around, if you cut that much straw, shove it right in the nose, it pops out in the middle, and you run a line through there and tie on a treble. Then you hook it up into the bait. You should only see 2 hooks like this, and the other's up inside the bait. It swims really well like that as well. And when bass comes and smacks it from the side, he automatically will get hooked as soon as you break that. So I like to rig it up that way. Easier to get the bass off, I think, and it doesn't rip your bait if you get a good bass with the Texas rig up the back.
Is that the only size you make, or is there different?
So I do plan on getting more of these, but when I fish for bass, I have a hard time catching them anything less than 5 inches for whatever reason.
Because they have such a big mouth.
Dude, right? And so I have glide baits that are 8 inches long that do this, in the water, and they'll crush them. I have little bass hit them, and I'm like, that doesn't even make sense, but these seem to be 5 inches is like the best size I've found. And then going bigger with the swim jig even works sometimes better depending on what lake you're on.
Will bass still hit swim jigs on a still leader at Pine View?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. If you're trying to muskie
Cool.
and see what else hits
Yeah.
it, yeah, they will. I don't think bass are smart, but this is the other thing I've been thinking about going off our lakes all around is most people fish with the Ned rig, which is a worm in a what is it? A
Hook in the
jig head?
middle, and the little
Yeah.
worms are flopping to the
Or a
side.
crankbait. I think the majority of people will toss that, or a spinner bait. No one's throwing. Okay, there's some guys throwing swim baits, but not a lot. So we have that going for us. But then when you start switching colors up, the bass haven't seen these colors before. They're gonna get curious, and that's why I also like creating everything imaginable, whether it's fluorescent pink, red, orange. go off the natural spectrum and then try to get as close as natural as possible too, because there's some lakes, we've all been there, you can't catch nothing. But I have found if you go as natural as possible or match the hatch, you'll hook into them. The other thing I would do with these two, slow roll these. Whether it's a spinning rod, bait caster, whatever you're using, bounce it on the bottom. That's how slow you should be reeling this. If you're feeling it tick the bottom, that's where you're gonna catch the massive bass. Whether you're 20 feet off the shoreline, fishing high down deep, or fishing down the shoreline, that's when you're gonna get into the bubbles.
When you're bouncing off the bottom, you don't want that treble hook on the bottom, you want that hook to come up through the top.
Exactly. So if we're fishing that way, you are gonna wanna come with a 2/0 bass hook and come up to the top and be weedless. Because if you got grass, rocks, a lot of rocks, it would be good to go the weedless route.
Now, does that usually they got enough weight to go down?
Yep.
Or do you need to weight it?
So if I'm fishing a dam or a rocky area, I'll actually throw it on that swim jig. Because if you're popping that on the bottom, bouncing it off, slow rolling it, letting it hit the rocks, the majority of the time you can't get snagged on anything unless you hit a tree and it grabs a branch. Otherwise, you can just throw on that swim jig, let it sink to the bottom. Sometimes I'll pop it up hard and then start rolling, and then I'll get slammed. It's almost like, oh, that fish is done eating, and it jumps up to get out, and the fish comes up and grabs it. It's crazy. But just a couple of things that I've noticed fishing this stuff.
I probably should know, but I'm not real familiar with what you're calling a swim bait. Does it have a,
This guy.
Yeah, that, but you're talking about.
It's the plastic ones that kind of move back and forth. Usually they'll have like a
You're
paddle
calling something
tail.
hooking onto what out your jig you're talking.
And then here you can,
He's talking
Yeah.
to swim
you know,
jig.
over there.
When you say you got this,
Yeah, let me show you real quick.
Is that the Texas, the one you screw in the nose?
Yeah, you can get those ones. Hold on, I should have showed you guys, sorry. You're gonna have it on and you're gonna be like, this guy's serious? This is huge, you know?
Well, for acres up in Funny, I know some people use 12, 14-inch jigs.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is wild. So,
oh, okay, that's what you're talking about, the jig,
yeah,
they'll come onto
you
that.
throw one of these on that
Even
big
with
hook.
the,
Yep, the skirt and everything. Leave it how it is. You just throw that on the hook and go to
Okay.
town. You start casting that
that's
thing
what I'm
around.
missing then, is these.
When you throw a picture up on the overhead of what you just showed you?
The laptop up there is what's projecting. I don't have it here,
I'll
so.
run it out real quick.
But I showed the video of what swim bait was and the other.
Is that how you keep your phone working, slam it down once in a while?
Occasionally. You know, a few light slams.
Sir, any other questions?
Yeah, do you ever put scent on any of those? I'm like
Yes.
worried they're gonna smell like oil or something.
No, exactly, because you smell that and you're like, it just smells like rubber, right? So, and I actually cleaned all these off for you guys so you don't have oily hands, but anise oil, it's like black licorice scent.
Yeah.
You can get on Amazon for like $6. Walmart, I think, sells it. I'm sure Sheila sells it, but.
Well, you've got like smelly jelly and you've got some of the other
Sure.
ones you can put on there too.
Yep, and what I found the most effective is actually just putting table salt in your lure bags. Call me crazy. I've got this ditch in Lehigh full of largemouth and I test a lot of stuff there, but it gets hammered by all these kids fishing it every day, so they're actually really hard to catch. I put anise oil on one, shad oil on another, just table salt on another, and out of those three, they'd go after the table salt every time. I'm like, I'm using the same color of each of those two, and it's weird because you're like,
Why
why?
mask the smell that rubber smell?
Sure, or maybe the fish in the water have the saltier smell to them. I don't know what it is, but they hit that salt every time. So yeah, you can add whatever you want to these before you hook it out. Put your oil or whatever oil you're fishing with on there, and that helps. I do believe so, because you're just not going off of color. But
Can you soak it in the oil?
yeah. At home I've got like these Ziploc bags. It's like a fishing bag, but I've got all my lures in there, and I just spray the oil in there, zip it up, so they're just sitting in oil all day.
Exactly.
But
Does garlic work for you?
trout all day. Yeah. Yep.
Are they, most of the plastic, is it clear? So you always have to decide what color?
Yep. It's
Yeah.
always clear when you
Where
melt
do you buy dyes? Just anywhere?
Yeah, Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby carries these and the sparkles
Oh,
or the
okay.
glitter. So it's like you come out the door with a bunch of different colors, like $10. Super cheap.
Yeah.
Can you get your trashed ones and just keep those and just melt those? And
Yeah. I got problems, lure problems. I have so much stuff at my house. So old baits that I haven't even tossed, I'm like, I think I'm gonna melt those down and make a swim bait out of it. And so I do. So here's what's crazy. So crawdads, I know there's 3 different, there's soft, medium, and hard plastic that you can actually order. So these are all soft plastic, which is the reason why they're doing this. If I were to pour this in a hard plastic, it would be as straight as a pencil and barely even move. They use a lot of that for like crawdads. You tell the crawdad you're throwing, why doesn't this have more movement? You're using either medium or hard plastic when they pour those. But if they did it with soft plastic on most baits, everything would move crazy like that. Which, why wouldn't you do that, right? You want the most out of your bait, but that's one thing to look at when you do order plastic is what you're pouring and then how much movement you want, etc., etc. But
How many times can you remelt it down, or?
well, there's a breaking point. So after I've remelted lures that I already had made, or I had a couple ones that just looked like crap, and so I put them back in the jar, melted them all together, and it turned
When are we going back?
crap brown. I tried to pour it, and it was hard. Like it burnt already after the first time I poured, and then when I remelted it again, it was almost like it's super dense, and it barely had any movement after that. So there's a fence line for it.
Maybe 2, possibly 3 if you can get away with it, but no more than 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And since you have so many baits, do you throw many of them away when you're done for the day?
They're laying all over the place. Hence why I brought a ton to give out.
When you're fishing with them, do you tie each one out or do you just snap?
I have a quick release on my line, so I just thread it on, click, 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 click. So it almost looks like a swivel on the front.
It's one of those
Just a
top
little
water
pin?
baits, the top water things.
Yes.
Yeah, I use those too.
Yeah. So it's I don't know what they call it.
It looks like a
snaps, I think.
There you go.
yeah,
Yeah.
or top water clips or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like a paper clip on steroids.
Yeah.
But you get more action that way too.
That's true.
I've got some that are round.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know what they were for when I got them.
Exactly. Yep.
Did you say you Texas rig them, and most people Ned rig them? Is that right, or?
So these guys or these guys? Either.
You were saying that you rig them different than what most people do, and so the bass aren't used to seeing yours.
Yes, the swim baits that I showed you on my phone, putting these big swim baits on there. You can even put these on there too, because when that swim jig's swimming and you're working it, this tail is in the back flopping around like crazy, so it looks like it's in a hurry. So whether it's this or this on that swim jig, no one's fishing that way, and I don't know why. I saw it on some guy fishing the Delta in California. I was watching his videos, and he's like, I started doing the swim jig, and I thought, that is massive. Why would you do that? First cast, boom, and I'm like, what the heck? the fish aren't used to seeing that big of a profile. Because after you put it on that hook, you have a skirt that's fluttering on top of that as well, so it looks like this much fatter of a bait, and they love it. I don't know what it is.
It almost looks like that's going and chasing or trying to eat that one, and then they're like,
Even that, right?
Yeah.
But,
Saying 2 for 1 deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, and when you're fishing, guys seeing you fishing that, and they're laughing. Like, that's too big. Oh, it's not.
It works on spinner baits too.
Yeah, you can put anything on your spinner bait, same concept, right? You could throw that on your spinner bait. It's kind of hard because it's pretty heavy, and the spinner bait might turn sideways as you reel it in.
Cut the front on.
Yeah, so there's ways to do it, but yeah, that's that, but that's fun. I would recommend doing it if you can. Get into it a little bit, don't get crazy, but once you do it, you're like, I see why he was doing this. It's fun, so.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, I don't know,
Yeah, we'll
Time frame,
do
you can-
a raffle.
Yeah.
We're gonna do some club business and.
Yep.
But yeah, unless there's any other questions.
yeah, absolutely.
thank you, Austin.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, thank you.
That helps.